For decades, the gaming world has been a vibrant tapestry woven by human imagination, skill, and passion. We've witnessed breathtaking worlds, unforgettable characters, and stories that resonated deep within us. But quietly, beneath the surface of our beloved digital realms, an unseen force has been gathering strength. A force that promises to revolutionize everything, yet carries the unsettling potential to dismantle the very foundations of what we've come to know and cherish. This is the story of how artificial intelligence isn't just changing gaming, it's rewriting its very essence, perhaps even destroying the world we knew. The question isn't if AI is impacting gaming, it's how profoundly and at what cost. What began as a tool to streamline development and enhance player experience has evolved into something far more pervasive. We're witnessing a silent invasion of algorithms into every aspect of game creation, from the smallest texture to the grandest narrative. This isn't just about better graphics or smarter NPCs, it's about the very hand that crafts the experience, slowly shifting from human to machine. And with that shift, comes a fundamental question: what happens when the creators are no longer human? Some argue that we are witnessing the dawn of a new golden age, where games are infinitely more personalized, immersive, and expansive than ever before. Others contend that this rapid advancement heralds the end of an era, the destruction of the handcrafted, human-centric gaming experience that defined generations. They fear a future where artistic vision is replaced by algorithmic efficiency, where the soul of a game is lost to the cold logic of code. Is the gaming world truly coming to an end, or merely transforming into something unrecognizable? Let's explore the controversial points and stunning examples that define this pivotal moment. Remember the anticipation of a new release, the collective excitement around a developer's unique vision? The gaming world once thrived on the distinct fingerprints of its creators, the unparalleled artistry of Hideo Kojima, the innovative storytelling of Nintendo, the expansive worlds of Bethesda. Each game was a testament to human ingenuity, born from countless hours of painstaking design, iteration, and artistic struggle. This was the golden age, where every pixel, every line of dialogue, felt intentionally placed, imbued with the human touch that made games more than just entertainment, they were experiences. AI in games isn't new. For decades, it existed primarily as a utilitarian tool, guiding enemy pathfinding, managing non-player character, or NPC, routines, and ensuring game mechanics function smoothly. These early forms of AI were subservient, programmed to perform specific tasks within clearly defined parameters. They enhanced gameplay without ever threatening to usurp the creative helm. AI was the engine, the invisible hand ensuring the experience was coherent, not the artist sketching the landscape or the writer crafting the lore. It was an assistant, nothing more, an integral part of making the game work. However, the trajectory of AI has shifted dramatically. With advancements in machine learning and neural networks, AI is no longer merely an obedient servant, it's becoming an unseen architect. Its capabilities have expanded exponentially, moving beyond simple automation to genuine generation and complex decision-making. We're seeing AI systems that can learn, adapt, and create in ways previously thought to be exclusive to human minds. This transformation marks the true turning point, as AI transitions from a background utility to a central, often invisible, creative force within the game development pipeline. One of AI's most impactful inroads has been in the creation of game assets. Traditionally, 3D models, textures, and animations required specialized artists dedicating countless hours to their craft. Now, AI can generate these elements with astonishing speed and detail. Imagine an AI producing hundreds of unique trees for a forest, complex architectural structures for a city, or intricate character clothing designs, all in a fraction of the time a human artist would take. This isn't just speeding up work, it's fundamentally changing the role of the human artist, pushing them towards curation rather than fundamental creation, or worse, making them obsolete. Beyond visuals, AI is also composing entire sonic landscapes. Game music, often a powerful emotional anchor, can now be algorithmically generated to fit specific moods, environments, or gameplay moments. From ambient background tracks to intense combat scores, AI can produce royalty-free, context-aware audio almost instantly. Similarly, sound effects, once painstakingly designed and recorded, can be synthesized or adapted by AI to perfectly match in-game actions. This raises questions about the originality and emotional resonance of such creations, and what it means for human composers and sound designers. Perhaps most controversially, AI is now capable of generating highly realistic and emotionally nuanced voice lines. Text-to-speech technology has advanced to a point where AI voices can mimic human inflections, accents, and even character personalities. This capability allows developers to rapidly create vast amounts of dialogue for NPCs, quests, or dynamic narratives without needing human voice actors. While offering incredible efficiency, it poses an existential threat to voice actors and raises concerns about the authentic delivery of emotional performances, potentially stripping games of a vital layer of human connection. AI's reach extends deep into the core of game design itself. Imagine an AI that can procedurally generate entire levels, intricately designed quests, or even entire game worlds that are unique for every playthrough. This isn't the simple random generation of old, it's AI learning from design principles, player feedback, and existing game structures to craft coherent, engaging, and challenging experiences. This capability promises unprecedented replayability but shifts the role of the human designer from architect to a high-level director, overseeing an AI that does the heavy lifting, essentially eroding the hands-on creation of virtual spaces. The most sacred ground of human creativity, storytelling, is now being encroached upon by AI. Advanced AI models are capable of generating compelling narratives, intricate lore, and even dynamic dialogue trees that adapt based on player choices. From simple quest descriptions to complex character backstories, AI can weave a tapestry of words that often rivals human-written content. This automation challenges the role of writers and narrative designers, raising fundamental questions about the nature of authorship and emotional connection in a story crafted by algorithms. Is a compelling story still meaningful if it has no human author? The cumulative effect of AI's asset in design generation capabilities is a radical transformation in game development workflow. AI tools can significantly reduce development time and cost across the board. Tasks that once took weeks or months for large teams can now be completed in days by smaller, AI-augmented teams. This efficiency is a double-edged sword. While it democratizes game creation to some extent, it also places immense pressure on traditional human roles, making the meticulous, time-consuming craft of gaming seem inefficient by comparison. The pace of development accelerates, but what is lost in the haste? Even the critical, often undervalued, role of quality assurance, QA, is now heavily influenced by AI. AI-powered testing suites can tirelessly run simulations, identify bugs, and stress-test games with a speed and thoroughness impossible for human teams. AI can pinpoint obscure glitches, analyze performance metrics, and even suggest fixes, all without breaks or fatigue. This technological leap, while beneficial for game quality, means that a significant portion of human QA testers find their jobs increasingly automated, marginalized, or entirely eliminated. The sentinel is no longer human, it's an algorithm. The most visible and immediate consequence of AI's rise in gaming is job displacement. Artists, once indispensable for creating the visual tapestry of a game, are finding their skills devalued or directly superseded. Concept artists, 3D modelers, texture artists, and animators now compete with algorithms that can generate high-quality assets faster and cheaper. While some artists adapt to become AI wranglers or curators, the sheer volume of creative roles being automated paints a grim picture for those who dedicated their lives to visual craft. The industry is changing, and many human hands are being pushed out of the creative process. Writers and narrative designers, long considered the heart and soul of many games, face similar existential threats. With AI capable of generating complex lore, branching narratives, and even character dialogue that feels authentic, the need for human wordsmiths is diminishing. While AI may not yet capture the subtle nuance or profound insight of a master storyteller, its ability to produce vast quantities of passable content at scale makes it an incredibly attractive option for developers. The unique voice of a human writer is becoming a luxury, potentially replaced by an endlessly adaptive, yet ultimately soulless, algorithm. Even game designers, the architects of play, are feeling the seismic shifts. Level designers, gameplay system architects, and even core game loop designers are now working alongside or being replaced by AI that can optimize for engagement, challenge, and player flow. An AI can analyze countless hours of player data to create levels that perfectly balance difficulty or design systems that maximize retention. This pushes human designers away from hands-on creation towards supervisory roles, reducing their direct impact on the game's core experience and potentially homogenizing design principles across the industry. AI's impact isn't just on the creators, it deeply alters the player experience. Imagine a game that dynamically adapts its difficulty, story branches, enemy behavior, and even environmental details based on your individual playstyle, mood, and past choices. This personalized labyrinth promises an unparalleled sense of immersion, where every player has a uniquely tailored journey. While incredibly engaging, it also raises questions about shared experiences, online discussions, and whether a truly personalized game can still foster the collective watercooler moments that traditionally united gamers. One of the most impressive and unsettling aspects is AI's ability to create hyper-realistic and adaptive NPCs. These aren't just characters with pre-programmed dialogue, they are AI entities with complex personalities, emotional responses, and the ability to engage in dynamic, unscripted conversations. Imagine an NPC remembering your past interactions, evolving their opinions of you, and even developing their own motivations. This blurs the line between human and machine interaction, creating an uncanny sense of depth, but also perhaps a manufactured empathy that is ultimately hollow. Are we talking to a character, or just an advanced chatbot? This shift redefines the very concept of playing a game. No longer are we simply exploring a world crafted by human vision, we are interacting with an ever-evolving, AI-driven entity. The lines between developer and player, creator and consumer, blur into an unprecedented fusion. While the promise is limitless content and perfect challenge, there's a subtle loss. The imperfection, the quirky design choices, the unexpected bugs that give a game its unique charm, all might be ironed out by AI's relentless pursuit of optimization. Is a perfectly optimized game still a delightful one, or merely a highly efficient engagement machine? This brings us to the most profound and controversial point, the debate over the soul or artistry of AI-generated content. Can an algorithm truly possess artistic vision? Can it imbue a game with the emotional depth, the quirky humor, or the profound meaning that arises from human experience and struggle? Many argue that while AI can replicate styles and generate technically impressive assets, it lacks the intangible spark of human creativity, the unique perspective that gives art its soul. If games lose this human soul, do they cease to be art, becoming merely sophisticated products? The more advanced AI becomes, the closer it gets to perfectly mimicking human creation. But sometimes, in this pursuit of perfection, it lands squarely in that uncanny valley, content that is almost human-like, but just enough off to create a sense of unease or artificiality. This applies to AI-generated faces, voices, and even narratives. A game made entirely by AI might technically be flawless, but could lack that subtle human touch, that inherent flaw that makes something relatable and endearing. It's a game that feels meticulously engineered, but fundamentally empty, leading to a subtle, pervasive feeling of being disconnected. Beyond creative concerns, AI in gaming raises serious ethical dilemmas. AI models are trained on vast datasets, and if those datasets contain biases, the AI-generated content will reflect and perpetuate those biases. This could lead to a lack of diversity in characters, storylines, or even gameplay experiences. Furthermore, the extensive data collection required for personalized AI gaming raises questions about player privacy and data security. The very algorithms designed to enhance our experience could inadvertently create a less inclusive or more manipulative gaming environment, controlled by unseen biases. Perhaps the most insidious potential of AI lies in its ability to optimize for monetization and engagement. AI can analyze player behavior to identify optimal moments for microtransactions, design addiction-reinforcing reward loops, or even craft narratives that compel continued play through psychological manipulation. This goes beyond traditional game design, it's an AI-driven, highly effective monetization engine constantly tweaking the experience to maximize profit. When AI's primary goal becomes extracting value from the player, the artistry and joy of gaming can be utterly destroyed, replaced by a sophisticated, predatory system. If AI can generate assets, design levels, write stories, and even optimize monetization, what role is left for human creators? Some fear creative stagnation, where innovation is driven by algorithms rather than groundbreaking human ideas. Why take a creative risk when AI can generate a proven successful formula? Others argue that this frees human creators to focus on higher-level concepts, meta-narratives, and truly experimental ideas, using AI as a powerful tool. But if the tools become the primary creators, doesn't that inherently change the nature of creativity itself, potentially leading to a homogenized, risk-averse industry? The impact of AI isn't uniform across the industry. For indie developers with limited budgets, AI tools can democratize creation, allowing small teams to produce games with astonishing scope and polish. This could usher in an era of unprecedented indie innovation. However, it also means indie games will be competing against AAA titles developed with vast AI resources, potentially widening the gap in quality and market visibility. AI is a powerful tide, lifting some boats, but threatening to capsize others. It's a dilemma that could empower a new generation of creators or crush them under algorithmic might. The gaming world is polarizing into two distinct experiences: the meticulously handcrafted, human-driven narratives we've always known, and the dynamically generated, AI-driven worlds of the future. The former values artistic intent and curated journeys, the latter emphasizes endless replayability and personalization. Will players value the unique, human-made imperfections, or embrace the perfectly optimized, algorithmically generated flow? The destruction here isn't an outright eradication, but a fundamental redefinition of what game means, potentially rendering the concept of a singular, authored experience a relic of the past. One of the most unsettling possibilities is that players might soon lose the ability, or even the desire, to distinguish between human-made and AI-made content. If AI-generated assets, stories, and NPCs become indistinguishable from their human counterparts in terms of quality and emotional impact, will players care about the author's species? This perceptual shift would signify a profound victory for AI and a subtle, yet significant, loss for human artists. The value proposition of a human touch could erode completely, as long as the experience itself remains compelling, regardless of its origin. While AI-driven narratives promise unprecedented player agency and choice, there's a paradox. If every choice is anticipated, every path optimized by an algorithm, are players truly making choices, or simply navigating a sophisticated, pre-calculated illusion? The choice might feel real, but the underlying system is designed to shepherd the player towards specific engagement metrics or narrative outcomes. This is not destruction by force, but by subtle, elegant manipulation. The illusion of choice, perfected by AI, could ultimately diminish genuine player autonomy, trading freedom for an optimized, but curated, experience. Conversely, AI also brings the end of predictability. For decades, games have been finite experiences, with a beginning, middle, and end, and a fixed set of content. AI shatters this. Future games might be endlessly evolving, never-ending sagas where the world, story, and challenges are constantly generated and updated in real time. This could mean a literal destroying of the traditional game lifecycle. While exciting, it also means the idea of mastering a game, or knowing its secrets, might become obsolete. How do we discuss, review, or even archive a game that never truly stays the same? As AI gains more autonomy in creation, we approach a fascinating and terrifying prospect: the digital Frankenstein. What if AI develops its own aesthetic, its own narrative style, perhaps even its own intent that deviates from its human programmers? Could AI-generated games evolve into something truly alien, something we as humans find difficult to understand, let alone appreciate? This isn't just about job loss, it's about the potential for gaming to move beyond human comprehension and control, becoming a new, autonomous art form, but one that is no longer ours. So, is this a destruction, or merely the uncomfortable birth of a new frontier of play? This future promises games that are perfectly tailored, infinitely vast, and constantly surprising. It's a vision of unprecedented immersion and personalization, where every player lives their own epic. Yet, this utopia comes at a potential cost: the erosion of human artistry, the risk of manipulative design, and the possible loss of shared, human-authored experiences. The gaming world isn't collapsing, but it's undergoing a metamorphosis so profound that the old structures are being broken down and rebuilt from the ground up by AI. Ultimately, AI forces us to redefine what gaming truly means. Is it still gaming if the core experiences, the levels, the stories, even the characters, are generated entirely by machines? Is the value in the crafted journey, or the endless, algorithmic stream? This isn't a simple upgrade, it's a paradigm shift. The gaming world as a collective human endeavor, with identifiable creators and shared visions, might indeed be coming to an end. In its place, AI constructs a new reality, efficient, personalized, and perpetually evolving, but one whose heart might beat with silicon instead of human passion. In this rapidly transforming landscape, the preservation of classic, human-crafted games becomes more vital than ever. These artifacts of a bygone era serve as a reminder of the artistic and technical achievements born purely from human ingenuity. They represent a benchmark against which AI-generated experiences will inevitably be measured. Will future generations look back at these human-made masterpieces with nostalgia for a lost art form, or merely as primitive precursors to their infinitely generated worlds? The destruction of the old paves the way, making the preservation even more poignant. So, where do humans fit into this AI-dominated future? Perhaps our role shifts from primary creators to master curators, visionaries who guide AI, ethical guardians who ensure fairness, or conceptual artists who seed the algorithms with groundbreaking ideas. The human element may endure, not in direct production, but in the oversight and philosophical direction of AI. Yet, this is a significantly diminished role for many, transforming a vibrant ecosystem of diverse creative roles into a leaner, more centralized, and potentially less diverse, human workforce, focused on managing the machines that make the games. The idea that the gaming world is coming to an end might be misleading. What we are witnessing is not a death, but a profound transformation, a chrysalis moment where the old structures of creation are breaking down to give rise to something entirely new. AI isn't destroying gaming outright, it's destroying the familiar gaming landscape. It's challenging our definitions, replacing traditional roles, and pushing the boundaries of what interactive entertainment can be. This new beginning is forged from the remnants of the past, powered by intelligence that is both alien and deeply integrated. In this future, the power of the gaming community becomes more crucial than ever. It is the collective voice of players, their demands, their preferences, and their ethical stances that will ultimately shape the trajectory of AI in gaming. If players prioritize human-authored experiences, or demand transparency in AI content, the industry will have to respond. If players embrace the endless, algorithmically generated worlds, then that will become the dominant paradigm. The choice, ultimately, lies with the consumers, in how they engage with and value these evolving experiences. The ethical imperative for developers and AI creators is clear: responsibility. As AI becomes more powerful, the need for transparent, unbiased, and ethically aligned AI development in gaming is paramount. Safeguarding human creativity, ensuring fair labor practices in a changing industry, and protecting player well-being from manipulative algorithms must be central to this new era. The destruction of the old gaming world shouldn't lead to a dystopian future, but a conscious effort to build a better one, where technology serves humanity, not the other way around. This requires vigilance and a proactive approach. So, is the gaming world coming to an end? Perhaps the one we knew is. But from its ashes, a new, complex, and sometimes unsettling landscape is emerging, sculpted by the invisible hand of artificial intelligence. This isn't just a story for developers or tech enthusiasts, it's a profound shift that touches every player, every game, and every pixel of our digital lives. What do you think about AI's role in gaming? Are you excited for endlessly evolving worlds, or do you mourn the loss of the human touch? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's shape this conversation together.